Welcome to Face the Tribune with Rolando Larraz. I'm your co-host, Chris Garcia. Thank you, Thank you for joining us once again. If you're a politician and you have nothing to hide, and you don't mind facing the Tribune. And another glorious day to be an American, and our President-elect Donald Trump Rolando is beginning to fill up his cabinet. 3 more positions filled. What do you think?
What do you mean Rolando is beginning to fill up his cabinet? I tell you, I was coming ready to criticize Donald Trump. I was coming ready to criticize. But first, I don't want to give the pleasure to the socialists, the communists, the Democrats, and the anti-Trump fans for me to start criticizing. And then I realized then I've been saying, give the man a chance. You know, when I hear that he was meeting with Mitt Romney,
Yes.
and the Mitt Romney must be in some kind of capacity in his cabinet, I said, is this guy crazy? Is this Donald Trump, the one that I admire? Well, I think I have to eat my own words. I think I need to let him do what he thinks is best. You know, who are we? He's a successful businessman.
Yes.
He makes billions, not millions. Billion with a B.
Yes.
And me, a poor little Cuban refugee, then that don't have a dime in his name, is gonna tell him how to run an operation like the United States of America? I would never hire Romney for anything. I was just listening to Fox News. They was running a tape where he was mopping the floor with Donald Trump. Call him a liar, call him a tricky, call him an everything. But I think Donald Trump is showing class and is showing that he really wants the best for our country.
Absolutely.
He is putting all feelings aside and do what people said. Romney is a very intelligent man. I think if he would have been intelligent, he would have been president 8 years ago or 4 years ago, whenever he ran. I don't know. I didn't like him. I think, my personal opinion, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. Let me put that in front of everything. To me, he looks like a closet gay trying to be a man. And that's, to me, it is despicable. Either you are or you're not, but don't pretend to be one thing when you're not. And don't be one thing and don't be the other one. Either way, you have to be straightforward with all your feelings and all your things. I think Romney lost the election because he's not smart, he's not a real American, and I believe that he is nothing but a wimp, piece of trash. That's my personal opinion. But if Donald Trump see different, I follow Donald Trump because I believe he can be the one that can change America, bring America to be great again. Yeah. Am I right or I'm wrong?
I think you're right. You said it yesterday about, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. And I think that Donald Trump, when you look at people like that are successful, I've known some people, I'm just trying to pay my bills like most Americans. I'm just trying to put food on the table every night. But I've been blessed to have a couple of jobs.
Well, first you need a table, right?
First you need a table. You're right. I don't have a table, but I've been blessed enough to know a couple of really successful people in business. And I actually was hired by one when I was in Chicago, and I could tell when I met him, he didn't care for me at all. At all. When I first came into the office downtown in Chicago, it was a bunch of us that were interviewing, and every person that came out of the room before me When they came out, he was laughing with them. He was patting them on the back. It seemed like the interview went well. I didn't think I was going to get the job. And I went into the interview, and there were no laughs. And he was looking at me, and I could tell he didn't like, I don't know if it was the color of my skin, or maybe what school I went to, or my ideas, or whatever. And I just knew there was no chance.
Maybe because you was Cuban.
Maybe that was it. But when I left out, there were no laughs, and I turned around purposely before I pushed the button for the elevator. And again, the next person that went in after me, he was laughing with him. As soon as he came in, very comfortable. I got called that day back for a second interview and got hired that day. And I asked him, I really did, before I left out, I said, I thought I had no chance of getting this job. You were looking at me stone-faced. He said, I was listening to what you were saying. He said, you seem very intelligent. You seem like you know what you was talking about. And I was actually learning from you when you were talking to me. And he said, everybody else, I was joking around with, but I really wasn't seriously considering them. And I don't think that was it. I don't think he liked me, but I think he looked at me and said, this guy can get the job done. He can help me make some money. Yeah. And I think Donald Trump is like that. I think he can look at you and not like you and not like what you said about him. But if he thinks you can make America great and you can be part of that, and
that you have to admire.
Yes.
Now you have to give more respect.
Yes.
I was coming. Look at this. The first time in my whole life that I prepared for a radio show or for a speech. I'm like him. I don't believe in Donald Trumps or anything like that. I don't.
I read stuff down too. Leave with your Cubans thing.
I was coming. I was really pissed this morning, but in my way here, I have to say no. This is the first time I don't hear the radio. Normally I listen to Kevin Wall in my way here, but today I shut the radio. I shut everything. And I was really pissed. And then I said, what am I doing? It's like I told you the other day. You see, that's my problem. I recognize when I'm wrong. I recognize my faults, and I try. The other day I told you, because I listened to Bernie Sanders, I listened to Hillary Clinton, I listened to Obama, I listened to all these people yelling and screaming. Why? People don't need to be yelled at. People need to be talked to, speak with, and I've been doing that in the radio because it's the Cuban on me. I get excited. I like to prove my point, but it's wrong.
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it's wrong because your format is different. You're on the radio and you're doing the paper, and I think we need passion when it comes to people on the radio. I hate cutting on the radio and you listen to these stale, boring people, and it's like you're falling asleep. When they cut on and they listen to you, people feel your passion, and you're trying to get your point across because when you were talking about Donald Trump, you get so passionate and so excited.
I do, because I tell you the last thing I wanted is to see this country going down the drain. I love this country. Probably, I don't see if I can say this honestly, much more than I love my own country. I've been here longer than I have been in my country. Even when I was there, I was coming here more often. I used to come here in the morning, not here, Las Vegas. Las Vegas didn't exist back then. But I used to come to Miami, buy me a pair of shoes or a pair of pants, have lunch, and catch the 4 o'clock plane back to Cuba. I have no intention whatsoever to be housed in the United States. It is nice to come over here, buy me a pair of jeans, and go over there and look like Americanized. Moccasins and jeans and and stuff like that. But I don't know. After I was forced to stay here, I learned to love this country more. I used to like this country. Now I love this country There's a difference,
Yes,
I
it is.
think. In my little English,
Yes,
I
it
can
is.
see the difference on the two words.
Yes.
You know, it's like I like the country before, and now I like it and I love it, and I don't see any reason why it has to be different, why it has to be worse. You know, if you don't, if most people come here, Chris, because they like what they see. But then when they move here, they want to change it to where they left.
Absolutely. I've never understood that. I've
You know,
never understood that. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
this
Absolutely
town is
right.
full of history. And what are they doing? They changing the name of every hotel, starting from the Sahara to now it's an SLFC or whatever it is. The Las Vegas International, well, okay, it became the Hilton because the Hilton bought it, and that's a trade name. You know, but now it's some other Western, I think, West Corner or something, I don't know. The Dunes. Look at Steve Wynn. Supposed to love this town, and he changed the name of the Desert Inn, one of the most prestigious. I didn't care too much for the Desert Inn in the old days, but it was a classy little house. People make money over there. People were happy to go stay there as a guest. And don't get upset because I'm talking with an accent.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't sound sorry.
I dropped my stuff, sorry.
Oh, okay. And, you know, the science now is something else. Why? This, if it would have been up to me, I would leave everything the way it was. At least the names, you know, you can prosper, you can, you know, I don't know, I haven't been in the strip in 16 years now, but the traffic is different. I remember I used to walk from the Sahara to the Tropicana and back to get my car. I love to walk. And now, even walking is a lot of traffic.
Yes.
It's a lot of people walking. You don't enjoy walking anymore. And some days I was the only person walking, you know. I love it. I love it, you know. And I think, I don't know, I think I might be wrong, but I think I need to give Donald Trump the opportunity of be himself, do what he thinks is better, what is best for the country, because, you know, the guy is so energetic.
Yes.
He don't sleep. That guy is up day and night, and I tell you, I like to have his vitamins. So, anyway, what's going on in the outside world? I don't go out too much, you know.
Nothing much. I've been pretty much glued to the news every day ever since he won. It's just fascinating to see what's going on, to see the contradictions with the liberal thing. I don't know. I'm sure you did because you watch more news than I do, Rolando. You're always up on things. I mean, what's going on these liberal college campuses? Did you watch Hannity yesterday? Did you see?
No.
Oh my God, they have since the election. What is it, producers? She was watching it with me. They have rooms designated in these college campuses, what they call cry rooms.
Cry rooms.
Oh yeah, I hear about that. I didn't see it.
They have cry rooms. They have aromatherapy rooms.
I don't watch Hannity too much because I don't need to watch him. He's in the same level that I am.
Yeah,
he admired Donald Trump.
He had one of my heroes on with me. And
who was it?
Larry Elder. I love Larry Elder.
Really?
Oh yeah, I love Larry. we was talking about how, and they were showing these campuses. Tufts University and some other campuses, which are majority white campuses, and they have Black Lives Matter members on these campuses, and they were having rallies, and they were saying that they don't care about how white people feel. They don't care about white feelings. They only care about their feelings, and F white people and all this kind of stuff. And I went, wow, weren't the Democrats saying that the Trump people were going to act like that when he lost? And
and you know what is ironic? What is ironically is, like Harry Reid. You need to read the article that I wrote about Harry Reid in this week's paper. I'm just it's not posted in the website yet, but it's in the paper. And he said, peaceful protesters, peaceful, and they're burning cars, and they're turning cars upside down, and they're beating up people,
Yes.
and they breaking windows in buildings. Is that peaceful? Is that what the word peaceful mean in English?
No, it's not. It's just incredible. I mean, they're acting like animals and just.
Harry Reid said, then in a statement that he made 3 or 4 days ago, and that's what the article is about. I was refuting the statement. He said that Donald Trump is protected by ISIS, but I saw ISIS was protected by Hillary Clinton and Obama.
Right.
Or maybe my English is not that good anymore, but I thought that ISIS was with the Democrats.
Yeah.
They're trying to confuse people.
Absolutely.
I don't understand.
Absolutely. I don't know.
It must be somebody she knows, because I think they texted. Oh no, she must be talking to. Who was it?
It's some guy for Guillermo. You're
Oh,
on the air still. I'm gonna call Guillermo quick.
okay. So, I believe in. I got good vibes. I got a good feeling about this whole thing is going.
Oh yeah, I think he's got a chance to be one of the best presidents we've ever had. And Mitt Romney, the thing about him is that he's not a leader. Donald Trump is a leader, and I've always said you can always see a leader and successful people by the people that they surround themselves with. And I think that he does have certain skills. I think he has certain financial business skills. That's his background. He did do a lot of good things for his state. So I think that Donald is tapping into everybody, friends and enemies, that he thinks has skills that will help him. And he sits down and he listens to him. Everybody that comes out says it was a give and take meeting. He listens to you, and he still has his own opinions about, how he does things. But he when you got a guy that's worth billions of dollars and they sit down and listen to your opinion, that says something about a person, because they don't have to listen to you. They can just tell you what they want you to do, and
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
It's just incredible, I want to watch it. What you should watch tonight. There's going to be something on Fox. I forget what time it's on, 7 or 8 o'clock. But they're going to do an hour special where Harvey Levin, the owner of TMZ, is going to go to Trump Towers and talk to him for an hour. And they said that he gets really emotional talking about his
What is
family.
TMZ? That's some kind of news
It's
organization.
but it's kind of like they check in on. It's like a gossip thing, but it's become really big. It's one of the biggest news organizations in the world. Harvey Levin, who was a former attorney in New York, and
And now what they do? It's like a gossip.
Yeah, they do gossip. They do everything though. They do. They talk about sports people, entertainers. They follow politicians. They do everything. So it's supposed to be a really in-depth look at Donald Trump and at his family. And he's going to show Harvey some of his prized possessions. He's going to talk about his brother who killed himself through alcohol. He was an alcoholic. Going to talk about how for 5 years his father sent Donald to military school. I didn't know that, because Donald was kind of a mess up.
Oh no, he was in the military school.
Yes.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know that. So it's going to be I'm going to watch that tonight. I think it comes on.
He looked very, very elegant, very, very good looking in the uniform, military school.
Yes,
I got pictures of that.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen pictures. I don't have the pictures, but I'm sure they got to be in the internet.
Right.
You know, it's not there. Nowadays, it's not secret for anybody.
That's right.
You know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think we are in path for something better.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know, I might not be able to see it, but I'd be happy looking from up there. I think I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not going to go down to hell. You know, I like to think positive when I talk about the future of this country. And I thought I was going to be retired. I thought I was going to be enjoying it. You know.
No. Not for a long time.
But
At least 8 years. At least 8 years.
I know. And now I hear that Chelsea Clinton wants to run for some, you know. Stop the BS. Stop. Please. That's enough Clinton. That's enough Bushes. That's enough Kennedy. Let's create a new atmosphere, you know.
That's right.
A new dynasty. You know, it's not it's not healthy to be sitting in the same.
Yes.
You know, they want change. Well, let's change. You know.
I haven't heard anything from any of Giuliani. Anything about Rudy Giuliani?
I think he was offered a job, then he didn't want it. And he said no.
Wow.
He's a very independent man.
Yes, he is. He's very successful too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very successful security company, cyber security company that he runs. So he's doing very well.
Yeah.
Very well. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would have loved to see him in some capacity in the administration. But, you know, I think his attorney, no, he filled that today. That's right.
Attorney General.
Jeff Sessions.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good job. And that's being loyal.
Yes.
Because that guy was loyal to him from
day
one.
Yes.
That guy,
Yes.
I don't have that much of a feeling for people from Alabama, but
You know what? You know the one thing, Rolando, that my dad grew up in the South. He was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and he grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. And the one thing my dad always told me when I dealt with older white people, and my dad sent us to predominantly white Catholic schools outside of the neighborhood that we lived in. And he said, you have to remember the time that they came up in before you judge people. You know, it's different. The younger generations know better. But when you're dealing with people 60, 70, 80 years old, the things that they say, that was the time that they came up in. You can't hold that against them, especially people from the Deep South.
Yeah.
That's the time that they grew up in. And you have to give them an opportunity to change with the times. You can't, because they're already going back on stuff that he said years ago when he was a younger person, and they were saying he said racist things. But everybody did back then, black and white. Everybody, if you look back in their past,
yeah, and I tell you, I think it all depends on how lucky you are and how people want to misconstruct your statements. I have a friend, then he called me an Cuban, and I called him the N-word,
right.
And anybody, you know, he came to my store one time, and I said, I'm sorry, we don't allow blacks over here, you know, and, you know, I do it with you, right. I joke like that, and you cannot do that anymore.
No, you can't.
You cannot do that because people taking it serious.
Yes.
Not the people that you talking to, but the people, you know, and I see the reaction of the people when I said, I'm sorry, no N in here. Oh, You know, how dare you do that?
Yes.
You know, well, I'm thinking. If I'm thinking, why can't I express it, right? So with him, with Billy was different. Billy was my friend. I hope it's still my friend, you know, whatever it is. But they make everything a big deal.
Yes.
In the old days, you have a secretary, or you got somebody in the office, and then if she looks, you know, oh wow, you look nice. That dress fit you right, or something. You cannot do
Sexual
that.
harassment.
It is sexual. Maybe she smiled, maybe she laughed, but one day it's that time of the month, and she doesn't want to hear that, and she's gonna make a big deal out of it. You cannot even be nice to little kids.
No.
You know, you have to be cold-blooded, SOB, and you know, you cannot be nice, polite, friendly with anybody. You know, I love kids. I know that I want kids, but I love kids as long as they go home later. You know, I don't want it. But, I mean, let's face it, you know, sometimes kids look at me and they play with me, you know, and you cannot do that anymore. It's dangerous.
My first choice when I was in college was to follow in my mother's footsteps and become a teacher. And one of the reasons that I wanted to be a teacher, my mom taught school for over 25 years in Chicago before she passed away.
My mom was a teacher.
Yeah, and what made her such a great teacher, she was so beloved in this high school that she taught in, South Shore High School in Chicago, was that she would stay after with the kids. She would talk to them one-on-one. She would drive some home, and you know, those that were poor, my mom would after school drive them home with us and feed them, or stop them and get something to eat, or if they needed some clothes or a backpack. You can't do any of that today. And that inspired me to become a teacher, watching my mom, the interaction that she had with children. And I actually was in a program, and I had an opportunity to teach a class when I was in school, and at Bryn Mawr Grammar School in Chicago. And after school, there was a young girl, and she said, "Mr. Garcia, can I stay after school? Because there's a few questions that I want to ask you, because I'm not picking this up. I'm not getting it." And I said, "Sure." I said, "No problem." So when everybody left, I sat down at my desk. She sat down across at my desk, and we were going over certain things, certain problems that she was having. And my principal, Joe Leviso, he's the father of a good friend of mine. He passed by, and he said, he stopped by the door, and he caught my eye, and he said, "Can I talk to you for a second? Can I talk to you?" And I came outside. He said, "That's a no-no." And I said, "What?" And he said, "You can't have one-on-one interaction with a student after class. You can't do that." He said, "We could be facing lawsuits, and if she accuses you of doing something or something like that." And I was shocked, but I understood.
You know, it's sad.
It's sad.
It's sad because you cannot perform fully when you are worried, and you know.
And I'm thinking to myself, how many other kids need that one-on-one help and can't get it? Can't get it. They want to learn. They want your help, but they need a little extra help or a little extra tutoring, and you can't do that. You cannot be alone with them. You can't. And my mother used to go to their houses, used to have them over. When I was coming up, my teachers would have us over, and I mean, all kind of stuff. And you can't do any of that anymore. And you know, it's a shame. It's a shame what's going on. And you know, that's another thing he's for charter schools and Donald Trump and different things like that. Our education system needs to be totally revamped. Parents need to have a choice of where they want to send their kids to school. It's just ridiculous what's going on. I mean, I was looking at some statistics. We're like 27th in reading in the world.
27 what?
27th in our national test, the test that
we are 27?
We're 27th in reading the United States of America.
I thought we was lower than that.
27th. We are 17th in math. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some of the countries ahead of us, Sweden, Norway, you know, China.
I thought we are in the bottom of this.
Yeah, I think they only do like 50 countries.
Oh, you mean nation,
worldwide, the most
worldwide.
industrialized
Because
countries.
Nevada is the bottom of it.
Nevada with 49th.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
49th. It's just Clark County is ridiculous. I had kids of mine go to school, and it's just ridiculous. So, I'm looking to see who's gonna. That's what I was hoping. I mean, I know you told me yesterday that they had offered Dr. What's his name?
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson, Secretary of Education. I could see that. I could have seen that. I know that he wants to be in medicine, but we need somebody to overhaul this education.
I know, but that's his life. Yeah. But and that's another thing. If they are talking about sacrificing for the country, well, if you don't like the education position, just take it for a while and organize it. That's the way you can help the administration, by taking something that, and then one day you're sitting with him having a cup of coffee, because I don't think he's going to change that much. They said that he liked to have time off with his friends and everything else. I'm sure he is that way. When you say, you really nailed me into this school thing. And, that's just not my cup of tea. I like to be a doctor,
Yeah.
And maybe in a couple of years he said, wow, he already changed it. Maybe he liked it and he want to stay there,
Yeah.
But he's a good guy. He's Ben Carson,
Yeah, I really like it.
and he is very, very good. He was my first choice.
Wow. I liked him
For
too.
president.
I like Ben Carson.
He was my first choice because he's so male. So,
Yes.
but I don't know if the people were ready to have two black presidents, one after the other one, especially with a bad experience with one.
That's going to set us back a while.
I mean, what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I used to like Herman Cain. I don't know if you remember him, but I liked Herman Cain when he ran. He's another African American.
Unfortunately, most of these people, when they start running for something, he was supposed to be in my radio show twice.
Really?
And the campaign manager doesn't like me because she doesn't like me to have an opinion. Yeah. She doesn't want me to be me. She wants me to kiss her butt and do what she wants. And she canceled it twice.
Oh, wow.
She canceled it twice. But I like her, Herman.
Yeah, I liked him too.
Yeah, he was, I like I don't know what happened to him.
He's been on Fox the last couple of days. He's had him on.
But I mean, I don't know what happened to him. He was not involved in the election. Yeah. He was not. He's a very intelligent man.
Yes.
Very intelligent.
Yes, I like him. Okay. Now, the one thing that is worrying me a little bit, Rolando, is...
Who, Trump?
Is Trump, because from a business standpoint, and I think that the Democrats are going to play politics for the next 4 years on this issue, conflict of interest with his businesses around the world. They're bringing that up a lot, and I'm a little worried about it because he has so many businesses in the Middle East and around the world, and they're talking about how he is not allowed as president to take donations from those countries to his business while he's president.
What do you mean donation to his business?
Well,
he's not allowed to do business with?
He's not really, I don't know how it's worded, I'm going to have to look it up, but it's something about, financially profiting while he's president from other countries directly into his businesses. So, it's like when you're just a businessman, of course you're doing businesses, you do favors for them, they do favors for you. That's how businesses work. That's how, but while he's president, they're saying, that's a direct conflict of interest. That's why at first he was talking about leaving the businesses to his kids, but they're saying that he can't, that there's no way, he has so many properties and businesses that he'll be able to legally work it out where they're taking total control of the company, it won't happen in 4 years. It would take longer legally.
Well,
than 4 years.
let me tell you my point of view on that. First of all, I don't believe that even though they said that he is hang-on in every business, I don't think he can be hang-on in a business in Russia or Ireland or Hong Kong or wherever he's at. He's in New York City. He cannot have control of that business. I don't care because I had that before, and it's always something that will not allow for you to be in full control of the business when you got so many, But second one, if he can do it, his children can do it too. If he can manage all those places, the business, what happens if he doesn't exist anymore, assuming that he's gone, okay? We all gonna go someday, so assuming what is gonna happen, the children is gonna run the business. The name doesn't mean, well, look how many Kennedys are that are not related to the Kennedys. Maybe the Clinton, I don't know that many Clintons, but there's a few Clintons, then no relation to the president or to the former first lady or to the former bullshitter or whatever you want to call her, it's not, I don't see that being and that's what the media is there for. If they're going to play the role fair and square, they can take a look, and if they see then there is some kind of hanky-panky going on, they can either, like yesterday, I went to the courthouse and I present an issue that I had in my mind to one person, and he asked me, said, you want me to talk to him about this, or you? I said, yeah, if you do, it would be nice, and you can stop anything that you might think. It doesn't mean that it is wrong. Doesn't matter. It doesn't mean that you are guilty before even being asked for anything. But you can ask, hey, if this thing, it doesn't look good to me, and then if they don't listen, then you put them in the paper. That's what the media is for. That's what the newspapers are for. If they're going to do the job right, and they're going to be a hush job every time he move a food to go forward, they're going to try to cut that food. That's a different story. I believe that I don't think that is what's the difference between the countries that donate to the Clinton Foundation? I mean, that's donation. Yeah. You have to be grateful that the people, I had a guy that had donated three times, $2 to the Las Vegas Tribune. $2.
It's fine. It's fine.
Is that okay if I continue talking?
I was trying to get the phone.
Oh, hey, she's taking the producer job very, very serious. She thinks she's really a producer.
She might fire us if we don't.
Yeah, I know.
She said, I can get talent anywhere, cheap talent.
Yeah, she's liable to fire us and put Megan Kelly over here.
That's right.
Does Megan Kelly have money?
I think she's making $10 million a year, so.
Yes, she's doing
Yeah, because she can afford it.
She's doing well.
I don't know if I can live with 10 million a year.
I think you can get by.
I can get by, right? I don't know how she can do that. You know, her lipstick costs $800.
Yeah, she's got the news.
Well, I can't do that because I don't wear lipstick, so I don't. So, but anyway, I don't see any. I think it's more conflict of interest by donating to a Trump foundation than it will be to do business with Trump. Because what are you going to do? You're going to rent a hotel room or whatever business they have, because it's not only hotels, right?
Yeah.
They got other
All
businesses.
kind of businesses. All kind of businesses. Yeah. Yeah. He's got golf courses all over the world.
I know he's in one today.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that's where he's going to
Where? In New Jersey.
Romney, New Jersey.
Yeah.
And his golf course.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I think they're going to have a. I think
Maybe it was a coincidence. Hey, I'm going to be in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be there for the weekend.
Yeah, I think he's going to consider Mitt Romney for a position. I really do. I think he's going to shock people. I think.
Department of Commerce, maybe?
Yeah, there you go.
Secretary of Commerce?
That's it. Maybe. Wow.
He's not about, I don't think he's that good of a businessman, but maybe it's just I am antagonistic against, my feelings towards Mitt Romney is very antagonistic. I don't like the guy. Never liked the guy.
Donald always, it was weird. Even though when he was being attacked, Donald always took the high road. And he's just, to me, I just think he's going to be a really good president. He met with Obama and he said that even though he plans on repealing Obamacare, he said there are parts of it that he likes and he plans on keeping. And I think he's just that type of guy. I think if he sits down and sees where it will help, where he can change it, he's going to make things better. Where things are the same and they're good, he's going to keep them. I think he's going to shock people to think he's this nut. He's not. He's a very smart guy. And I think he's going to keep things that are good, things that need to be changed, he's going to change them. I think he's a very smart guy, So if he can use Mitt Romney in any capacity, I think he might hire him on for something. They're saying the General Michael Flynn, he's the national security.
He wasn't there. But remember, Donald Trump used to be a Democrat before he was a Republican. And I think General Flynn is a Democrat.
Yes, he is.
So, I don't know, because remember in Cuba, military people do not have party affiliation. Yeah. They was not allowed to even to vote.
Wow. Yeah.
You're too young to remember that.
Yes,
but, they don't vote in Cuba.
Wow.
Or they didn't used to vote. I don't know how it is now. But no.
Yeah, he was a Democrat, but they said he was very critical of Obama and
Clinton.
Really? And Clinton. He worked for both of them, and he said that he wants to be very aggressive toward the fight against.
But I don't think he should put all Democrats in position, in key position. He should split it up a little bit, Yeah. But
Michael what's his name? Pompeo. He's a CIA director.
Yeah. I don't know too much about him. Do you?
No, they said that they've heard good things, and they had James Cohen on today, and he was talking about him, and he said, "Well,
who?
James Cohen. He used to be the CIA director, I think, under.
Oh, really?
Yeah, under Reagan, I believe he was. But they said that, he's heard good things about him. So, not too many bad things have been said about his 3 appointments, except for Sessions. You already got Black Lives Matter and the liberals saying that he's a racist and, all this kind of stuff. Because I think Reagan nominated him to be some sort of a judge or something back in the 80s, and it was shot down. Reagan had to pull his support because the NAACP was saying that Jeff Sessions was a racist and all this kind of stuff. So they're saying that might be rehashed again. Because, he has to go through the nomination process or whatever. But they're thinking because, the Republicans control the House and the Senate that it should be pushed through with little or no problem. But they're saying that that's probably going to come back again, that I guess he's made racist statements in the past or whatever. But, That's ridiculous. People, they said 30 years ago, people need to let that go. And I think Jeff Sessions would be an excellent attorney general. So,
But here we go again to what we was talking about earlier. Maybe those statements, it was normal and natural in those days, you know.
yeah, absolutely.
I don't know much about him.
He's been there a long time now. He's been in the Senate a long time from Alabama. Served a lot.
Really?
He's like Harry Reid on.
Oh my God! No, you see, that's it. And you know, I'm surprised he hasn't touched. What's the name of that general that was having problem because he shared some information with the lady who was writing the book about him, Petraeus. We haven't heard nothing about him. I thought he was going to use him he was in charge of the CIA for a while, right?
Yes.
Very short while, but he was in charge of the CIA. And that other guy that was in the CIA, well, but he took the wrong turn. He went with Hillary Clinton. He was, what was his name? He was very, very controversial. Oh, God, I know his nephew. His nephew used to hang around here for a while, but I can't remember that. He was in trouble, too. He got, I don't remember. But anyway, I think...
what do you think they're going to do with James Comey? What do you think's going to happen?
Well, he said yesterday that he wanted to talk to him and see what is in his mind. And some people think he did what he did to help Trump. And some people think he is loyal to the Obama family. And now I hear today on Outnumbered, then Obama might want to stay in Washington, taking the lead of the Democrat Party.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And I think Malia is going to run for U.S. Senate.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think
Maybe
Malia
should run against Chelsea.
But then, you know, that's one thing, you know, that's why you say you have to have a very good, thick skin in order to be a politician. Because remember how bad they used to attack each other, Obama and Clinton? Oh my God, they used to call, the only thing they didn't use was the letter C, but on the letter B, and you know, but I tell you, man, they used to, and now he think, oh, Hillary Clinton is the best candidate we ever had, including myself. Wow, I couldn't believe that.
Yeah.
You know, they are too much of the they all alike. You know.
Well, they're in turmoil now, and they're trying to figure out who's going to be the next leader. I forget the name of the gentleman that is going to challenge Nancy Pelosi, or
I don't know why she wants to be the leader. You know, she's an old bag. She's gonna die pretty soon. You know, by the normal way of life. Let me specify that she is probably as old as I am, and I think just take the back seat, let the new generation, and maybe you can be more objective and you can be more useful to the party by giving advice to those new generation people, those young people. It doesn't have to be an 18 years old. 18 years old don't have the experience. But if you get a 40, 50, you know, I think, I don't know, because I don't know much about the the Democrats. I don't know much about the Democrat Party, but I believe that
Yeah, they're looking at who to point the fingers at, you know, because they lost this election and they lost so many House and Senate seats and they lost so many governorships. You know, they're trying to figure out, you know, which direction to go in now. And Bernie Sanders is saying he might want to be the head of, and you know, Nancy Pelosi is trying to keep her power.
Bernie wrote an article this week. It said, with enemies like Elizabeth Warren, who needs enemies? You know, she was I was reading the article this morning, I don't know, last night. It was last night. Sometimes I get confused. 2 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning, you know. She said she was the first one to jump on the stage supporting the Hillary Clinton. Now she wants to run for president. She doesn't even know if the other woman is going to run again or not. You know, I don't think she is healthy enough to even think about Hillary Clinton. I don't think she's healthy enough to wait for another term.
No. I don't think she would win anyway. I think she would lose for the third time if she ran again. I think the American people have rejected her. Like
well, it could be the third time is a charm, but I hope not. You know, because you know definitely somebody's gonna run against Trump.
Yeah.
You know, he needs to start getting ready for 4 years.
Wow. Yeah. Already, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it will be I predict an electoral college landslide 4 years from now for Donald Trump. He did what he did with no support from the Republican Party.
No support.
No
but
money.
That's normal
No
for the
right,
Republican people.
Yeah.
That is normal. That's the natural thing for them. Go against whoever has the leadership charm. You know, if it's not, that's not the word, I don't know what else I can use, but somebody that has the leadership enthusiast, they go against them, always. But I believe that what Donald Trump needs to do is to create his own party. I hate to be divisive, but that's the way it should be. Creating, I don't know, conservative American Party, and anything, and the Tea Party. No, there's a Tea Party already, but this is not the Tea Party. This is Tea.
That's right.
Tea for Trump, and you know, American people like to minimize words, so they always use it. I was looking at a commercial the other day, and everything was, if you think you have whatever it was, you can drink and they all initials, you know.
That's right. AED,
I know that they had the tendency to be a little lazy, but I mean, not that much, man.
Yeah.
Some kind of insurance company, NBT, DBT, or something like that. You know, I wrote an article like that one time. It talked to the FBI, the IRS, DT. I forgot what the whole thing was. It was funny. People laugh about that. And no, I think it would be very nice if we can start, because you're right. They're gonna try to run somebody, but if he do a good job, it's gonna be very difficult.
Yes.
Very difficult.
Yes.
So
I would love to be inside the head of Paul Ryan and some of these people now, what they've got to be thinking. I mean, because I think he wanted to run for president, and so eventually Paul Ryan. I think that was his goal was to run for president. And I think he thought that if Trump failed, then he would be the voice of the Republican Party and he could run in 4 years. But that didn't work out. So I don't know what he's gonna do right now.
I wonder what happened to. I wanted to happen to the producer. She hasn't been waiting.
She tells us to wrap it up now.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, she done? Oh, wrap it up. Okay, you wrap it up.
Thank you, Rolando, once again for having me on the show. Thank you for listening to us on Face the Tribune. We will be back Monday at 12 o'clock. And have a great, safe weekend in America. And just continue to pray for our country. God bless America.
Are you doing
God
your
bless
show?
Yes, I am. Stay tuned for Conservative American. In a few minutes, I will be on your host, Chris Garcia. And